Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We did Dawn Busters this morning. Oh, I said, well, tomorrow night I'm going to do the final rums on Fandango Friday. I said, James will be sick of hearing about rum, James P. Madonna, but I said, I'm going to close it out. And then I was out there sharpening this real lawnmower. I don't mean it's real as in not a fake lawnmower. I mean, it's a real mower. It uses a blade, 5 blades that turn like a cylinder. And I was sharpening with that with a file. And I thought, oh, I told James that I was going to do the Shochikubai sake that I bought at Hong Kong Market in Terrytown, Louisiana on Berman Highway. And he was like, oh, yeah, because he loves talking about sake more than anything, really. Plum wine and sake. He likes beer, I guess, in a casual sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could take it or leave it. He gets frustrated when people go on these long, drawn out discourses describing the beer. And he'll get testy on that. I mean, yeah, it does wear on your nerves a little bit, especially if you never had the beer, so you can't relate to it, right? That's why I don't watch beer reviews for beers I've never tried. I mean, it's like somebody talking about a movie I never saw and probably won't ever see. I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right. Then the guy jumped down a chimney, and then a werewolf got chased by a kitten or whatever. So it's just like you can't relate to it. So, and then the liquor, he's kind of interested in that. Now, when he started taking medicine, so he can't really drink, right? He could, but like I told him, please don't, just drink water. Come on to hang out and drink pomegranate juice or something. So he was saying, yeah, okay, I'm not going to drink until I get off this medicine. But he was really excited about the Shochikubai sake. So I said, oh, I got one slot left for this month. And that's Friday, because Saturday is already taken for a taste challenge with American blended whiskey, right? And then so Sunday is taken by the next American blended whiskey, because I was going to do Sunnybrook versus Bellows Club whiskey, and then Sunnybrook versus Bellows blended whiskey, not club. I don't think they make the club anymore. But I've learned my lesson. Never say never, because you think a company doesn't make a brand and you be in some obscure liquor store and there it is. And the bottle's obviously new. So these companies make products they don't really acknowledge. But so I said, well, I'll just do Friday now. So here I am. You say, well, I really didn't want to hear that long story. I understand that. Okay, I'm just telling you. This is not a vlog. I don't watch vlogs. Video logs where people say, hey, gang, here we are camping. I'm not hostile to it. I just don't watch them. I'm not interested. I watch beer reviews, wine reviews, liquor reviews. Why? I like to see what people say about the product. Beyond that, I don't really watch it. I remember that these people, they don't really do anything anymore. To my knowledge, I'm subscribed to their channel. Never see them post anything. But they, as a husband and wife team, and they had a video once it's flooding down the end of the street, and they went down there with their car and they were showing the flood. And I was like, oh, well, I don't really want to look at that. But then I know you're going to counterpoint and say, don't you post those travel videos where you're driving around? It's true. I do that. All right. I don't take offense if people don't watch it, but I try to make them short. You ever notice to be like 30 seconds at the most, a minute, just little clips. It's like a little window. And here's what the highway looks like in the desert in Texas, stuff like that. But long drawn out ones, I just don't watch. All right. But anyway, all right. Calm down. I cut my grass today for the 14th time in 2020. I was so worn out. Still air, not a breeze in the air. Still. Muggy. The humidity is so high. The heat is there. And it just wears you out. I was breathing so hard. But people say you should have a strenuous workout, aerobic, which means with a lot of breathing all the time. Well, that's it, because I mean, I was just breathing like, I mean, it was intense. And it took me like 20 minutes to get my breath back. Age room. So, whew, and that grass in the front yard is like shag carpet. And even when I was using the power mower, you know, with the gasoline, it would bog down in that thick front yard. Sometimes it would just even, you'd have to restart the mower. You know how it'll do that. So, incredible. And I don't add any fertilizer, no, you know, nothing to the grass. My neighbor did that one day about 2 years ago. He was throwing it in his yard with the little machine, you know, it spreads it evenly. He was like, I'll come do that in your front yard. I didn't ask him to do that. I said, okay. I wish he wouldn't have done that. That grass was growing so thick. It was like, I don't need it this healthy. It's already healthy because of that alluvial soil and the heat and the rain and the humidity. So now it was like trying to cut through nylon. It's like, oh, I hope he never does that again. I mean, the grass is already out of control. You cut it 2 days later, it looks like it needs to be cut 2 days. 2 days. Well, at least with the real mower, it cuts it almost to the ground. It's another reason I have it on the lowest setting. You know, so I'm trying to like scrape the ground, and you hit areas that are uneven, or where the grass is incredibly thick, and it'll just jerk you around. You know, it's incredible. All right. Anyway, whoa. About to say. So this is the other rum. This is the Aristocrat. It's so pale now. Not as pale as the Skull, rich gold, which isn't really that rich. It's more like super dry. And then this one is just gold. 2 to 4 year aged. They're not giving a specific age statement. They're saying between 2 and 4 years. And this is no age statement. Maybe 2 to 4 months. I don't know. A lot of these rums are not even aged a year. And how do I know that? Well, by deductive reasoning. Because there's a trade association called the Rums of Puerto Rico. Great website. If you ever want to watch a fascinating website, man, you could spend hours on that thing. It makes you want to try them all. One of their pledge, one of the rules to join that association, excuse me, is you have to age every rum you make at least 1 year. Well, that's telling you that they must have rums that aren't aged at least a year, right? Because everybody that makes rum is not a member of that trade association. But they're saying, and then there's other protocols they have to follow to make it quality, whatever. But that's one of the things. It all must be aged at least 1 year. So a lot of these rums must just be minimal aging. And look, some of them taste like it. They taste so young. They taste so burny, so like harsh, you know. Woo! But I haven't run across too many bad ones, to tell you the truth. Now, the Aristocrat, how much does it cost? I bought this thing at Savannah Discount, and I'm not joking. Or did I buy it at Discount Depot? I don't know. They all sell it. Even International Market has it. So you can get it around in Louisiana. But I bought this at, it was $6.99 for a liter. I'm not joking. $6.99 for 1 liter bottle. Now, come on. Is it cheap? Do you get it cheaper than that? Not really. Unless you go to International Market and you get Clubhouse rum. But I already have the white rum. Did he make a Clubhouse Gold? I haven't seen that. You know, it's $5.99 a liter. Now, that is the truth. $5.99 a liter for Clubhouse rum at International Market. And I was over there 2 weeks ago, I think, and my friend David, or maybe it was 3 weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago. And I was on the phone with my friend David, and I said, let me close my eyes and start mixing these up. I said, man, he said, when you coming over? I said, soon. I said, man, they got Clubhouse whiskey, blended whiskey over here for $5.99 a liter. Because he decided that's his favorite. His favorite gulpable whiskey. You get what I'm saying? Not his favorite sitting by the fireplace, sipping and being fancy whiskey and tasting it, making a video. On we did do a video with Jean-Pierre though with Clubhouse. It's his favorite mass consumption whiskey. And he gets irritated with me because I'm saying it ain't really that, it's not really that great. It's kind of tolerable. But he's like, yo, no, you're wrong. It's good. I brought it to these people and I blind taste tested them and they thought it was great. And some man's wife, he said, especially loved it. I said, well, I'm not contending that that isn't true. I'm only saying for me, I don't think it's that good. But when I was over there, I told him, he said, because he was upset they had it, it was out of stock. I said, they got bottles and bottles of it. Oh, man. He said, can you get me one? I said, okay. He said, I'll tell you what, give me two. I said, all right, 2 liters. Okay, 2 liters for $11.98. 2,000 milliliters for $11.98. Oh, man. But I think the Clubhouse is aged 4 years. It's strange, you know. It's like super cheap, but it's aged 4 years. It's like, it seems, but I could be wrong. But some of these things are aged way longer than you would ever imagine. Now, the Aristocrat is what people call a rail whiskey or a well whiskey. Rum. They do make Aristocrat whiskey though, yeah. But meaning that, I mean, yeah, you can buy it at the store. I clearly bought it at the store, but they generally sell it to bar rooms. Remember when they used to have bar rooms open back in the old days? And they use it as what they call a well whiskey or a well rum. People say, give me a rum and Coke. And you're paying $6. Well, guess what? They're not getting you. They're not grabbing Gosling's Red Seal or what is it? Black Seal, but I think it's Red Seal. Nah, they're grabbing Aristocrat that they paid probably $4.99 a liter because they get it wholesale and they charging you $6. And you'd be lucky if you get Coke. You might want to peek over the bar and say, great value. That's a Walmart brand. Hold on a minute. But you see you sitting out there talking. Oh, don't think that doesn't happen because I've been to some well-heeled restaurants in New Orleans, okay? And I looked over the side and I said, oh, no, Crown Russ vodka. Crown Russ. Ah, boy. When you're down and out, you get Crown Russ. I said, they making vodka martinis, and the people are saying, give me a vodka martini, and they're using Crown Russ. And they paying $7, $8 for these drinks. That's pure profit almost. Like, I don't get it, but that's what people do. Now, if you do a call, you say, I want a vodka martini with Tito's. Sure, we'll do that. Ain't gonna be $7. Might be $9. Still, why you do that? You getting ripped off? But anyway, people love to get ripped off. They go to movies and buy snacks. I can't wait to see how Don Q does in the Taste Challenge. I am curious myself because I see Don Q everywhere, and I want to try it. But you know what I'm gonna buy next? I'm gonna buy what they call it? Ron. Oh man, it's Ron Rico. Ron Rico. Oh yeah, it's well known. They got it at Winn-Dixie for $9.99, but I think I can get it at Star in Kenner for $8.99. Ron Rico. It's a real old brand. Goes back to like the 1800s. It's real old. It's an old company, but it's like not real popular. Real old. Not real popular. You can look up on Google search or Yahoo search image. They got a lot of old advertisements from Ron Rico from like the 1970s and 80s, in the 60s, talking about, oh, it's so good. Give it a chance. They're always saying that in the ad. Give it a chance. You'll be impressed with the wonderful flavor. And why do you keep saying give it a chance? Because nobody was giving it a chance. I guess the advertising didn't really work. But It's still around. There it is on the shelf. Ron Rico. I see it all around. Not everywhere, but very common. But I want to try that Don Q. Goslings. Oh, you just can't. You can't try them all. But boy, do I want to. Kevin Johnston said, just got home from work, enjoying a nice sip of Ezra Brooks bourbon. Cheers, Ronald. I never had Ezra Brooks, but I'm familiar with the brand. I see it everywhere. Ron Zaccaro says, FD. Not Ron Zaccaro, Ron Rico, but Ron Zaccaro. Well, I mean, there's so many. You could do a channel, only do rum. Let's say you made a video channel, like, I don't know, Mr. Friendly's rum reviews. Or you could make Louisiana rum reviews. I don't know, wherever you're from. If you live in Delaware, Delaware rum reviews. Ain't no way you'd ever run out of rums. You could have that channel going for years. You'll never run out of rums. I had somebody tell me I'd like to do a beer review channel, but I only like light beer. I said, yeah, you probably have the most popular video channel in about 2 years. What do you think the most popular type of beer is? Bingo, light beer. I mean, yeah, they got people do obscure craft beers. That's cool. They're really good sometimes, usually. But for every 100 views you get for that, you will get thousands of views if you're doing Bud Light, Amstel Light, you know, Heineken Light, Tecate Light, Miller Light. I'm serious. People are into that. Like, and they'll tell you it tastes different. One is different from the other. These light beer people. I don't really believe it too much, but they say, yeah, yeah, yeah. This smells very woody. It's got kind of a strange yeast quality. Like it's fermented. You say, duh, it's a distilled product. Fool. I know that, but I'm saying it's got like a yeasty, bready thing. I know it's made with sugar, molasses. But I think that's the Cruzan because I remember the Cruzan having that strange characteristic. Now, Aristocrat Grosskopf Distilling. Ain't no made up name. I know I use street language sometimes like ain't no and I ain't got none. That's because in Louisiana people use a sort of poor speaking routine. It was a husband and wife team, Grosskopf. I don't remember their first names. They started the company in 1933. Now, where they got the money to start a distillery, I do not know. They had their own distillery, but I guess a lot of their stuff was bought from other countries, you know, like the rum. I know they didn't have their own distillery in the Caribbean. But, you know, they had a pretty good little business going. They donated all kind of money to University of Louisville, apparently. They never had children of their own. Could have been a medical issue, but they adopted. No, it didn't say they adopted. They had a lot of foster children, like children they helped raise, they took care of. Then they sold the distillery off to some bigger company, and then they both died within weeks of each other in 1999, 21 years ago. That's a true story. Now, this thing is a slightly sweet, kind of a sharp rum, what you say, light molasses hit. And then there's a lot of wood. And I almost said like a candy cane. You say a candy cane. Listen to him. He's so crazy. You mean like peppermint? Yeah, like a little peppermint. No joke. It must be the Aristocrat. You never know. It does smell like a peppermint a candy cane. All right, taste time. Cheers to the world. Whew. That's a sharp and not so smooth alcohol burn. Oh, yeah. Gives you the shivers. Shiver me timbers. Golly gee. If I was out on an island I remember when I was a kid, I read a book about pirates. It was a little children's picture book. I used to love my mama to read that book to me. And I remember those guys up on a cliff and they were looking down at the ship on the beach. I used to love that scene because they were looking down. And this would be the kind of thing those pirates probably had to drink. And they would just get the shivers and keep on drinking. Ugh. Yikes. Ouch. Mama, help me. Whew, that's dry and it's so woody. It's like drinking wood. You like liquid wood? You say, I'm going to go buy some Figaro liquid smoke right about now. Well, this is like drinking liquid wood. Oh, you say charred oak, huh? Yeah, more like toothpick wood. Let's think about it along them lines. If we think about it along them lines, then old Dan did not deserve to be fired. He got hit on 2 machines in a row and did nothing. That means he was either incompetent or he was in on it. He's weak, he's incompetent, and the bottom line is he cannot be trusted. Okay. Kevin Johnston, what do you think about the riots going on right now in Minneapolis? Off topic, I know, but I appreciate your points of view. Better not talk about that on this hangout right now. I have a lot to say about it, but I better watch it. Let's keep it to rum. But I'll be on. You might see me make some statements on Facebook with some other people. But you can imagine what I would say. What is your most popular video of all time? Mine? I think some like red horse spear from the Philippines. You say, I know it's not known in the United States, but over there it's like super popular, and in a bad way, you know. It's like you know what I'm saying? Like a notorious product. Somebody was just telling me, oh no, that's what old drunks drink to get high. When your mouth is getting dry, you know you're getting plenty high. I said, well, maybe it is, but I just drank it on its own merits. I was down in Florida City, Florida, and I saw a bottle of Red Horse beer from the Philippines, and it was 8%. I said, I don't know anything about this, so I bought it, and I drank it, and it tasted pretty good to me. And then all the comments started coming in for the last years. And some people would just be irate about it. You know, why would you make a video for this? You know, they got a lot of social problems over this beer. And I said, I don't know anything about that. Okay, I don't know anything about the drinking culture of the Philippines, not to mention all the rest of the Asian islands. So Asia Pacific islands. So whether it's some notorious thing or whatever, I just drank it on its own merits, and to me it was good. It's like the Baltica No. 9. That's strong Euro lager from Russia. I get comments from Russians saying, this is bum juice, man. This is what old drunks drink and lay on the bench. I say, look, whatever that is, you know what? I don't know what goes on in Russia. I'm telling you, to me, it was really good. And I let my friend David try it. He knows nothing about it. He gave it a high score. So can bum juice be really good? Apparently so. It's all a lot of times it's all image. You see, image. It's not the actual what the product is. The product itself might be good, but it's just that utilization of it, and then it gets a notoriety, and then the company might feed into that. You know, using certain actors or music stars, and then it becomes this whole negative thing, which I have no control over any of that. They got beers that I hate the label. I hate the copy on the label. I hate what the company does. But if the beer is an A, I'm gonna say, well, it is an A. You know, I mean, it is most excellent, even though I despise it. You know, not the actual product, but the company, whatever, you see. So You got to kind of look at it that way. I know some people, they won't do it like that. If they don't like the company, it's like they won't even review the beer. Or they'll say bad things about the beer because they don't like the company. It's like, but it's not a beer review. It's some kind of like a political attack. Just call that what it is. Don't claim it's a review of the product. And that's the way I feel about it. All right. Oh, man. Is one of these way better than the other? Honestly, not really. All right. It's kind of like flipping a coin, okay? You could buy one. It's pretty good. Not great. Not even really that good. Or you could buy this other one. It's kind of like, okay, pretty good. Not really that great. Tolerable. Just not much to it. But not bad. If they were bad, I'd give them a D. D means bad. It's awful. You can barely stand to drink it. If you can't drink it, it's an F. Like literally, you cannot drink it. I've never had a rum that was an F. Well, you know where I'm going with this. $9.99 versus $6.99. And for $9.99, you get a 750, a fifth, as they used to call them. For $6.99, you get an entire liter, 25% more liquor. Is it much better? I don't know. You could make an argument that it is no better. But if I could save $3 and get 25% more, guess which one I'm buying? I bet you know which one you'd buy. Would I ever really want to drink either one of these? I don't suppose so. I don't see why I would want to. But I don't drink rum anyway. Okay. I didn't need tags on these glasses because one is so much paler. The Aristocrat is so pale. I think this the Aristocrat is just so dry, which to me is a better thing. And it's got that toothpick wood. Okay, I'm gonna call it. Here we go. Oh, open my eyes. I'm kind of blinded. It is the Aristocrat. I can tell with that light color. Look at that. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. And it better not say C on that label, which is Cruzan. I know it won't. I knew it. This is Cruzan C, letter C. Cruzan, I got to give you credit. You have a perfect record of losing every time. I put this thing in taste challenges against every other gold rum I have, and it lost every time. I don't think I ever did that with any liquor product I've bought, that it lost every single time. I apologize for asking that question. I appreciate your review, and I hope you have a great day. Oh, you don't have to apologize for asking the question. I would actually talk about it, but I just, it would be like kind of like violating the title of the video. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about a rum taste challenge. And then people might say, you're just using that as bait to get people into the video. And then you changing the subject to talk about a riot, which some people do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I have very definitive ideas about that. Believe me, I'm not holding back because I'm worried about fallout from it. I can assure you of that. I just don't want to violate the theme of the video, Kevin. So, hey, Jay. Hey, Maxwell in the Russian Federation. Thank you. Cheers to you, Maxwell. Shop price. The people shouted in the streets. That's what I'm shouting with these two. Now, you can't always shout that because some things are so obviously better that you would pay the extra, you know? But not in this case. It's like, forget it. Forget it. There's no way. I mean, I would literally not pay a penny more for Cruzan, except if I had never had it before and I wanted to review it, which is the exact reason, the actual exact reason I bought it. It ain't working too well. I mean, they tout its age 4 years, 2 to 4 years, and they talk about how great it is on the website and all of that. Yeah, it's not turning out to be the case. It's supposed to be so great. To me, it's so mediocre. But anyway, it's been 30 minutes, and that's it for this video. So thanks for watching this video. Production is Taste Challenge. I plan to be back Saturday morning, and we'll be on whiskey again. No more rum for could be 2 months. That's no joke, or maybe more. So now don't get too excited, because these whiskeys are going to be low grade, to say the least, except for the Seagram's 7 Crown. Seagram's 7 Crown. My poor Cruzan rum. You are making me rethink my go-to cheap rum. No, don't rethink it, because what one person loves, another person may not like. You drink for yourself, not what other people think. But I'm calling it like I'm seeing it, and I'm not seeing much, and I'm sorry. And my friend David always tells me, don't you say call it as you see it? I say, yeah. I'm just not agreeing with what you're calling. That's all. You know, that kind of thing. Thank you.